Hey, welcome back to the 5-Minute Strategist. So one of the problems with us operating in a sales and marketing focused industry is that most small business owners only learn the metrics that govern that part of the business. So traffic, leads, calls booked, conversions. But you've worked so hard to get those sales, to bring that money in. We want to make sure that it's not dripping out through waste or inefficiency once you've got it in the business. So if all you're measuring is how we're bringing money in and not how we're keeping it, we're not tracking it, we're not managing it, and we're not improving it. So the definition of efficiency is achieving maximum output with minimum input. So essentially maximizing your return for everything that you put in. When I say efficiency, people hear cut costs, but actually it's about looking at the resources you're using and the results that you're getting and optimizing between them. So it's not just cutting costs. It's looking at how do we deliver high quality results consistently using as little of our resources as possible. So when you start to think about efficiency, I want you to think about those areas in your business where you know that there's some room for improvement. I guarantee you can think of at least one off the top of your head. And then I want you to think about what would that part of the business look like if it was operating at peak potential. And that's going to start to give you a feel for what you could be tracking to improve your efficiency. When you start to measure efficiency, you're going to see it show up in different ways. One, yes, it's 100% going to show you the bottlenecks that you've got. And that's going to allow you to decide which one you tackle first, where you give resources, so that you can improve that bottleneck. But it's also going to help you when you're doing goals and planning and resource allocation. Because like anything else, you need to know your baseline to know if you're improving. You can't know if you're getting more efficient if you don't know where you're starting from. You can't know if you're getting more traffic if you don't know how much traffic you get right now. And when you're more efficient in your operations, that knocks onto your clients, right? So you've done all the wooing of them in the sales part. This is where you have to deliver. So when you can deliver quicker and better, that's where you stand out from your competitors. That's where you get referrals. So this knocks back on into all the stuff that you are measuring in that sales and marketing function. So what are some metrics that you can think about? Because I'm sure you're thinking, oh God, wait, hang on, I've got to measure new things I haven't thought about. For me, efficiency does show up in your financial indicators. So you're probably already measuring a couple of things. First of all, profit margin. Are you making enough profit based on how much revenue you've made? Are you making revenue and it's just all vanishing through the month and you're sitting there going, I don't know where it went? That is a sign that you've got some efficiency problems in your operations. The other one is cash flow. If you don't have enough money coming in versus your money going out, you have an efficiency problem. The second one is the one that everybody goes to, and as much as we all hate it, it is one of the most insightful metrics that you can have in your business. And that is time tracking. I know I vomit in my mouth as I say it to you, but understanding how long it takes you to finish a certain task will show you, okay, hang on, that's taking way too long. Whether that's you or a team member, like, why is it taking so long? It's going to show where maybe you've got a habit that's interfering with your productivity. So maybe you're context switching every 20 minutes. Maybe you're getting interrupted all the time by your team. Being able to see that pattern is going to show you where some of that inefficiency is creeping in. The other one I want you to think about, if you are in a service-based business and you're doing project work, obviously things like project turnaround is really important. How long does it actually take you to deliver on the proposal that you wrote versus what you expected it to take? That starts to show you whether things are working as efficiently as you imagine or whether you need to adjust something in your next proposal. The other metrics to think about are in the client satisfaction space. So this could be Net Promoter Score, which is like how likely are you to recommend us to another client? Customer satisfaction, which is like 1 to 5, how was your experience? You can also look for qualitative data like recurring themes that you're getting in feedback, but also tracking the number of times you see something show up in feedback. So if people are complaining to you, this was slow, I didn't like this, you can track how often you're getting that complaint and then see if you can reduce that number, right? So don't just discount the qualitative. That can actually give you quantitative data as well. And of course, the ultimate in client satisfaction scores is your retention rates, right? People think of retention as being sales and marketing, and it's actually not. Retention is all about operations. That's why when you're paying affiliates, you're only paying them for that initial sale. You're not paying them when the client re-ups because they're re-upping because of the operations work that you've done. So once you've figured out what your metrics are and you start to track them, it works exactly like everything else. Number 1, what's your goal? Number 2, what's the plan? Number 3, how do I review and adjust? None of this is rocket science. But once you're focused on growing your business, once you start to have a team, once you start to have eyes for those big goals, you need to focus on keeping more of that money as well. Because that's what you get to reinvest in the business to help it grow. That's what you get to put in a rainy day fund so you're not surprised when something hits you. And it's what allows you to make sure that you can pay yourself fairly. So understanding and measuring efficiency in your business is as important as understanding and measuring your sales and your marketing. So what key metrics are you going to use to measure efficiency within your operations?